Alright, I just want to pick up where I left off at. The end of video 1, we got to the end of page 1 of year 1040. We got right there. I just want to continue where we left off on page 2. So for those of you that do get time to work on it yet today, you guys are able to get it finished. Okay, so taxable income, subtract lines 11A from 8B. Okay, 11A from 8B. Okay, so that ends up being negative 350, but it's 0 or less than 0, enter 0. That's why that 0 is there. 12. Looking back on this, 12A. We have to use this link now. And it said page 64. Alright, so 60, I think 64, right? 62. So page 62. So right here is page 62 in this booklet now. What we want to look at is if line 11B, which is your taxable income, is, okay, our 11B. That's the number we want to look for. Will it always be 0? No. In this example, it is 0 though. Okay, so 11B is 0. So what we want to do is, if line 11B is, okay, then that number that's in 11B, that box, we need to find that number in the ranges right here. Okay, so on the left, on this left column is at least, and then this right column is but less than. So you're finding that number and it falls in between one of these numbers. Okay, so for us, that number is 0. So 0 falls into this very first row. Okay, then right here are your filing categories. Edgar was single. Okay, so we want to look at, okay, so we want to bring this column down and this row over. Okay, so this column, the single column, is Edgar single. And then since that number was 0, we want to bring that over. This is the box, the location where those two meet. So 0. That number, we want to bring that back. Because we're looking for 12A. Okay, so 12A, that number was 0, so I'm putting 0 there. 12B, add schedules 2, line 3, and line 12A. Okay, well, there's zeros. 13, 15, 17, there's nothing there. So 13A, 0. 13B was adding, that's 0 because there's nothing to add. 14, subtract line 13B from 12B. 13B, 12B, there's 0, so that's 0 again. 15, other taxes, including self-employment tax. So line 15, assume no other taxes. Okay, so I'm going to put that as 0. 16, add lines 14 and 15. And this is your total tax. Okay, so line 14 and line 15. 0 plus 0 is 0. Okay. 17. Federal income tax withheld from your W-2 plus your 1099. If you go back and look, this one says there is no 1099 form. However, this says 1099 and W-2. So we need to check our W-2. So we're looking for our federal income tax withheld from your W-2. And right there, that's box 2, federal income tax withheld. So that 336, we want to bring that back over and put 336 right there. Okay, so just because you don't have a 1099 does not mean it's a 0. Well, you got to check your W-2 as well. 18, assume there's no refundable credit. Okay, so that's 0, 0, 0, 0, and 0. E, add lines A through D. Okay, zeros plus zeros equals zeros. 19. Add lines 17 and 18E, and then this is your total payments. So 17 and 18E, so that's 0 and 336. So you want to add those together, you get 336. Okay. Right there is pretty much the gist of it. Now we got to figure out, do we owe $336 or is this a refund? Okay, so line 20, it says if line 19 is more than line 16, so is line 19 more than 16, which 336 is more than 0. Subtract line 16 from 19. This is how much you overpaid. So you overpaid $336, which means you get a refund because you overpaid that amount. Okay, so now Edgar would get a $336 refund back. I'm not too worried about filling in your routing number and your account number. I don't care about this section. Obviously, if this was your real refund or your real tax form, you'd fill that out if you do want a direct deposit. But obviously, since this is just an assignment, I'm not going to have you guys fill that out. Okay. Now let's flip it. Let's just say that line 16 was more than 19. Okay, for some odd reason. Let's just say you had 500 here and you have 336. Well, then you would owe the difference. Okay, so you would then owe that $164. Okay, so if that number is greater than this number, you owe. So then if you owe, that means you skip the refund section because you don't get any money back. But then, since you owe, this is what you'd have to fill out then. Okay, so if you determine it's refund, you fill out the refund section, but not the amount owed. If you determine if you owe that amount, you skip the refund section. Okay, again, just like your W-4. You can't sign here, so I'm not too worried about you typing it in or printing it off and signing. I'm not worried about that at all. Okay, I'm more worried about you filling out your 1040. Okay, like I said, you have a bunch of different tabs open. Here's your original assignment. Okay, once you finish it up, there's just a little bit down here on the bottom. So now it's asking Edgar, how much are you getting back or how much do you owe? Well, we determined it was $336. So I want to type in refund of $336. Okay, let's just say Edgar had to pay $336. Pay $336. Okay, pretty self-explanatory there. And then as I was telling you at the end of the last video, okay, so I can see what numbers you're entering. You'll have to take a screenshot on your computer, or take a screenshot on your phone if you're doing it on your phone, or take a picture with your phone from your computer, whatever, just so I can see what numbers you are putting in, so I can see if you did make any mistakes, I can see what mistakes you made. Okay, so if I wanted to do it from my computer right here, okay, at the very top where it says F12, has all my functions at the top of my keyboard, says F12. To the right of it, there's a key that says print screen. Okay, so if I click on print screen right now, it's kind of like a copy and a paste. I clicked on it, which copied it. Then if I go back into my document, if I wanted to bring it here or even bring it down below, I hit Control V, or I can paste it. Then right here is what I'm looking at. If I go back here, now I want to do the same thing on this one. I want to make sure I got everything in there, so I zoom out. I hit print screen one more time. I move back over to my document, bring that down. So now if you look, right here's the top part of, or here's page 1, and here's page 2. because that's what I'll be looking for when I'm grading your forms, is looking at your numbers, seeing what you put in and where you went wrong if you did go wrong. Okay, so that's all you got to do there. Or if you're working on your phone, just take a screenshot of your screen. Then you can put it in a document and submit it through Google Classroom that way. Or another way you can do it, if you're working on your computer and you have your phone available, you can just take a picture of your computer screen as well. There's a couple different ways you can do it, but whichever way is the easiest for you as well. And then just get everything all in one document, submit it into Google Classroom. Please don't email it to me or share it with me. Put it all in Google Classroom. That's where I check it. And then I'll be looking to grade those probably on Friday. Okay. If you have any questions, let me know. I just walked you through Edgar's. Now, out of these four, I want you guys to pick two of them. I don't care if you pick Melinda, Angela, Marcus, or Boris. Pick two of them, 2 out of 4. I want you guys to go through walk through their 1040 and complete a 1040 for them. And then do the same thing, take a screenshot and attach your work with how much they owe or how much they get for a refund. Okay, exactly what I just did with Edgar. Write in this box how much they get for a refund or how much they pay, then attach those two pictures, one on page 1 and one on page 2, just right here below, and then you can move on. Okay, once you have those other two done, submit it to Google Classroom, and then you'll be good to go. One last thing, I know a lot of you guys are working right now. Okay, so a lot of you guys aren't making more than $12,200. Okay, so it might be in the best of your interest to file taxes, because if you do not make more than $12,200, let's just say you have been working and you make $7,000 throughout the course of the last year. Okay, you are not required to pay or to prepare your tax form, but you are eligible to get all the money that you paid during your paychecks to the state and federal government. You're eligible to get that money back to you if you do file for your tax refund. Okay, so that's something to consider is, okay, you don't have to file, but can you? Okay, if you make $7,000 that you end up paying, just say $1,000 of taxes to the state and federal government, well, if you file for a tax return, you might get that $1,000 back since you aren't qualified to make enough, since you don't have to file for that. Okay, so that's something to keep in mind to consider as you're going through this, because I know that tax day got extended to July 15th. Okay, so maybe in the next week or two or the next month you're kind of toying with the idea. Feel free to ask me or ask your parents, whatever. Okay, I mean, maybe you only made $1,000 and you're looking to file a return. Maybe it's not worth it. Maybe it costs $50 to apply. Or to file it, and you only get $70 back. Well, that's only a $20 difference. But if you're supposed to get $800 back and it costs $50 to file it, well, now you get $750 back. Okay, so keep that in mind. Consider it. If you have any questions, let me know. Again, if you have any questions, let me know. I know this assignment can be a little hard, but please use these instructions. They walk you through it as well. Use these instructions. As you see, they tell you what lines to add, what lines to subtract, where to look, etc. Okay, so use these instructions on your 1040. Use these instructions here. Also, don't forget about the W-2 here. Okay, but if you have any questions, let me know, and I'll be happy to help. And then you guys have your test next week. I did post that in Google Classroom. Okay, so next Monday, pretty much a week from now, you'll be working on your test. Okay. Until then, let me know.